Good morning, second year English. Before I start my discussion, let me first introduce myself. I am Jennifer Kabilan, an intern student from BSID English 4. This morning, I will discuss about the lesson, the Greek creation and the Titans and the great Olympians. So to start with, let's have the Greek creation. Please have your handouts with you during the discussion so you can follow me and understand the lesson better. So, in the beginning was chaos, meaning nothing exists in the beginning. It's empty. Chaos has two children. They are Erebos and Night. If we try to assume the two, Erebos is something darker than night, where death dwells. Then out from them, love was born. Tungod sa gugma nila sa usag-usa, na-produce si love. Then out from love emerged light. Of course, it's impossible for love to produce darkness, right? Sa gugma, ang tanan nga makita nimo kahayag, gid na. Then followed by Gaia, the personification of earth. Erebus and Night has two children. They are ether and day. Ether is the heavenly light and day is the earthly light. This is why we called it day when the surrounding is light and call it night when it's dark. Night is kangit-ngit, so possibly he produced doom, fate, death, sleep, dreams, Nemesis, which means the goddess of divine retribution and revenge. Siya ang tigpunish sa mga tao nga muhawd before gods. He is Nemesis. Gaia is the mother and wife of Uranus. So she gave birth to Uranus and later became her husband as well. They have children, the Titans, the Hecatoncheires, and Cyclops. Titans are the deities in Greek mythology. Hecatoncheires are the 100-handed and 50 heads, and the Cyclops are the giant, one-eyed creatures. However, Uranus was a cruel father and husband. He hated the Hecatoncheires and imprisoned them by pushing them into the hidden places of the earth, and that is Gaia's womb. This angered Gaia, and she plotted against Uranus. So she made a flint sickle and tried to get her children to attack Uranus. So flint sickle ang gigamit ni Gaia to kill Uranus. All her children were too afraid, except the youngest Titan, and he is Kronos. Gaia and Kronos set up an ambush of Uranus as he lay with Gaia at night. Kronos grabbed his father and castrated him with a sickle. So si Kronos maoy naghiwa or nagpatay ni Uranus using the sickle, throwing the severed genitals into the ocean. So katong mga hiniwa niya nga genitals ni Uranus, iyahang gilabay dito sa ocean. So it is unclear as to what happened to Uranus afterwards. He neither died, withdrew from the earth, or exiled himself to Italy. But as he departed, he promised that Kronos and the Titans would be punished. So from the blood that was spilled on the earth due to his castration, there emerged the giants, the ashed three nymphs, and the Erinyes. And from the sea foam that produced when his genitals fell in the ocean, there comes Aphrodite. This is why Aphrodite is the goddess of sexual love and beauty, because she came from Uranus' genitals that was fell in the ocean. Cronos became the next ruler. He imprisoned Cyclops and the Hecatoncheires in Tartarus and had many children. He ruled for many ages, and he married his sister Rhea. However, Gaia and Uranus both had prophesied, because Gaia has a gift, and that is to know how to prophesy person or anyone. So, na-prophesy nila si Cronos nga someday a son will eventually overthrow him. So, to avoid this, ang sa gibuhat ni Cronos, giswallow niya ang tanan niyang mga anak as they were born. Rhea was angry at the treatment of the children and plotted against Cronos. So, naglagot man si Rhea sa gibuhat ni Cronos nga pagkaon sa mga anak nila. So, naghunahuna na po si Rhea sa pagpatay ni Cronos. Mura ra pug na-repeat ang nahitabo ni Uranus og ni Gaia. When it was time to give birth to her sixth child, Rhea hid herself. Then she left the child to be raised by nymphs. So ang ikaunom nga anak ni Rhea, nakunahuna siya to save the child, and iyahan gipa alimahan ang iyang anak sa mga nymphs. And to conceal her act, she wrapped a stone as in swaddling clothes as pulley sa bata. So imbis ang bata ang kanon ni Cronos, ang bato nga girap og cloth mao iyang gihatag ni Cronos, and Cronos swallowed it as if it was the baby. This child was Zeus. So katong nga bata nga anak ni Rhea nga iyang gisave was Zeus. He grew into a handsome youth at the island of Crete. He consulted Metis on how to defeat Cronos, because Metis was the first wife of Zeus, and she is the goddess of wisdom. So tungod kay goddess of wisdom man siya ang gipangayuag advice ni Zeus how to kill his father. So ang gibuhat ni Metis, she prepared a drink for Cronos designed to make him vomit the other children. So ang gibuhat ni Zeus is iyahang giplanuhan ang unsay buhaton, then ilahang gisabutan ang ilang inahan si Rhea. So ang gibuhat ni Rhea, gi-convince niya si Cronos to accept his son, and Zeus was allowed to return to Mount Olympus. Bisa na lang og cupbearer siya ni Cronos para lang mahimo siyang successful sa iyahang plano, and that is to kill his father. The plan worked perfectly, and the other 5 children emerged out of Cronos. As gods, they were unharmed and thankful to their youngest brother, and that's the reason why Zeus became the leader of the Olympians. Cronos was to be defeated though. He and the Titans, except Prometheus, Epimetheus. So if Prometheus and Epimetheus, you will learn about them later after this lesson. And Oceanus fought to retain their power. So during the Pita, dinhi nag-start ang Titanomachy. So the war between Titans and Olympians. So Atlas became the leader in the battle. Nahimong leader si Atlas sa mga Titans, and Zeus became the leader of the Olympians. It looked for some time as though they would win and put the young gods down. However, Zeus was cunning. So si Zeus kay sa iyang pagkawise, ang iyang gibuhat, he went to Tartarus and freed the Cyclops and the Hecatoncheires. So katong if you try to recall, Cyclops and Hecatoncheires are those that mga gipriso ni ni Kronos sa Tartarus. So para mudapig si Cyclops og Hikatonchires ni Zeus, iyang gibuhian sila from Tartarus. And then Prometheus also joined Zeus as well. He returned to battle with his new allies. The Cyclops provided Zeus with lightning bolts for weapons, and Hekatoncheires were armed with boulders, waiting in an ambush. At the right time, Zeus retreated, drawing the Titans into the Hekatoncheires ambush, who rained down hundreds of boulders with such a fury that the Titans thought the mountains were falling on them. So grabe ang nahitabo atong war between Titans and Olympians. And they ran away, leaving Zeus victorious. Zeus exiled the Titans who fought against him into Tartarus. So, imbes ang Cyclops o Hekatoncheires ang na priso sa Tartarus, karon ang mga Titans na, with the exemption of Atlas, who being the leader of the opposing force. So, tungod kay si Atlas man ang nahimong leader sa mga Titans, gitagaan siya special punishment ni Zeus. Ug mo na nahitabo nga si Atlas nag-hold sa universe on his shoulder. Tungod sa punishment ni Zeus. However, even after this victory, Zeus was not safe. Gaia, who is the grandmother of Zeus, angry that her children had been imprisoned. So tungod kay pagkadaog ni Zeus, iya man gipriso ang mga Titans, so naglagot si Gaia. And si Gaia gave birth to her last child, Typhoon, who was the deadliest monster in Greek mythology and was known as the father of all monsters. He was so fearsome that most of the gods fled. However, Zeus faced the monster and flinging his lightning bolts and was able to kill it. Typhon was buried under Mount Etna in Sicily. Much later, Zeus faced a final challenge set by the giants. They went so far as to attempt to invade Mount Olympus. So, ang kinalasang challenge ni Zeus is the giants who wants to invade Mount Olympus, piling mountain upon mountain in an effort to reach the top. Nevertheless, the gods had already grown strong, and with the help of Heracles, in Romance Hercules, the giants were subdued and killed. So Zeus, even in his final challenge, became victorious. So, for this lesson, mausa ni ang ato ang unahon karon sa pag-discuss, and later we will introduce to you the next lesson, the Titans and the Great Olympians. So thank you for listening. Have a great day.